everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Let's Talk Ghosts. Today we are going to talk about a new to us channel, and probably the first and only time we're going to watch this channel. Anyway, it is called...
Did you hear that?
Because I adjust my papers, yeah. It is called... The show itself was called Terrifying Paranormal Activity, What We Caught on Camera. And it's by a group called Exploring the Entity. Go ahead.
There's nothing.
First off,
oh my God,
they're going into some pub. And they say it's an 18th century pub that has been closed for 10 years.
Yeah.
Now, they don't name it. And later on, he explains why. But there's two guys. There's a guy named Carl and a guy named Nathan. And apparently these are the first people to investigate this location ever. I don't know if that's true, because who knows? And he clearly says this is Carl that's doing most of the talking. We don't know if it's haunted or not. It hasn't been a pub in 10 years. So it is closed. You see there's some rooms where a lot of stuff is piled up. Furniture has been covered over with dust covers, that sort of thing. I thought it was awfully clean for something that it has probably, as according to them, been abandoned for 10 years. Now, it took us a while to figure out, but I think they broke in.
Yeah.
I don't think they had permission to be there because they were worried about their flashlights showing through the windows. Now, this pub apparently is in the country. There is a house close by, but I think they broke in, and that automatically lowers their credibility in my eyes. You don't break into stuff. They didn't show how they got in. They just were suddenly inside.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, first of all, the tagging was very good. Nathan tags very well. Yeah. His stomach would grumble and, oh, that's me. And his stomach grumbled through the whole thing. Yeah. I think maybe he should have had a snack before he went to do this.
Or during it.
Yeah, have a Snickers bar. And the reason, one of the first reason why I thought this place wasn't abandoned is there is a clock on the wall that is ticking. Yeah. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I do not have any clocks or anything, even if it's battery operated, that will last for 10 years.
Yeah.
So, to me, that's strange.
Yeah.
Now, it is a possibility that this clock is wired in which case that means the place has electricity and they never tried the lights because, of course, they don't want anybody to know they're in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it has electricity, it's not abandoned. It's just not being used right now. So you're breaking in. Yeah. It looked very clean. I mean, even the bar didn't have a thick layer of dust that you would expect to see. Yeah.
So after 10 years, after a week in our house.
Yeah, we've got dust. Yeah. So after 10 years, there should be a thick layer of dust everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Now, they did say at one point upstairs there was cobwebs. Well, okay. I could see...
Cobwebs in the corner of my house.
Yeah, because you never take them down.
Well, no, because they were up there.
Anyway.
They had the right to
live. They eat the mosquitoes. And then one of the things, so the tagging was good, like I said, and I really did appreciate the good tagging throughout.
Yeah, but your stomach grumbles.
Yeah.
Eat something.
I know that. I'm saying that, but at least there was good tagging for stuff.
Well, yeah.
You can tell that we were a little frustrated. One of the things, and this was the first trigger that made me go, what's going on? We don't want to name the place so people won't come in and trash the place.
Yeah.
So you guys broke in. So all the windows, everything was intact, which was really good. Then, oh geez, every time there were noises. And you know how houses have they make noises that's settling or whatever, little creaks and things. So automatically they're thinking, oh, maybe it's a person. Maybe it's a ghost.
A ghost.
So there's some noises at one point. Now, Nathan is behind the bar, and he thinks maybe he hears footsteps into a room off to his side. And he says, and I'm quoting, "You've put me on edge. I'm a little bit frightened now."
Frightened of what?
Well, exactly. You're there supposedly looking for a ghost.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be investigators. Why are you scared?
I want you to do this back. They hear a click.
And they freak out.
Oh. Did they go to the click? No.
No, they hear...
They stand there and,
Did you hear that?
Oh, did you hear that? No!
I know. And then there's at one point they said something about make a noise so I know where you are. They hear this noise and he goes, "Oh, are you in the kitchen area?"
Go in the fucking kitchen!
Follow the noise. You're there to investigate it. I mean, even if you're there illegally, freaking well investigate.
Yeah, walk into the kitchen.
Follow the sounds. Follow the investigation. Don't just stand there and expect the ghosts to come to you. It isn't monkey sing, monkey dance for me, please. It is, we're coming to investigate you.
Yeah.
I found that the most frustrating part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then finally, at some point, they decide maybe it's best to go upstairs. Now, they had put cameras on the upper level, and there's some cameras in another room area, I think. And every once in a while, they're flashing to them. Okay, that's good. But anyway, they finally go upstairs where there is rooms. Now, I guess, as in a lot of pubs, especially in the UK, they were rooms, like hotel rooms. I guess it would be like a hotel here. So there were rooms
lodging
upstairs.
Quarters.
Yeah. Well, so they go upstairs and they show a couple of rooms, and one of them, I mean, the bed looks like it's being slept in.
Yeah.
There's no sheets on it, but it's got the mattress protector and pillows with pillowcases on them. In this room, there is a huge flat screen TV on the wall.
Right.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I am leaving and I'm going to not...
I'm taking my
You're
TV.
taking the expensive stuff with you.
Yeah.
And it didn't look to me like it was a 10-year-old TV. It's a fairly new one. So I'm thinking they're starting to... Maybe it's been sold to somebody new, and they're slowly doing stuff. They showed a picture and a porcelain pitcher and bowl, together. Mm-hmm. Those, which often in some of these old places, they would have them for either display or for using for water to wash in. And it had cellophane on the side, so it's obviously new and had been opened. This place is not abandoned. No. I don't care what they say. It's not abandoned. And then, of course, they were being very careful where they were standing upstairs because they didn't want the house next door to see flashlights in the windows.
Yeah.
To me, that reeks of you're not allowed to be there.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be there. So, yeah, and also there were cleaning supplies, spray bottles around. Now, quite often you see that anyway in abandoned places. But anyway, I don't have a problem with spray bottles and cleaning supplies if they're kind of mucky and dirty. But it looked fairly clean to me. Now, we were looking through night vision. Maybe it was hard to see, but still, this place did not have thick layers of dust.
No.
It wasn't abandoned. I really don't think so. I think someone is cleaning the place up.
No.
And maybe had been staying on that bed while they were doing it.
Yeah.
And these people are just bloody lucky they didn't get caught.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So then later on, Carl holds up this little recorder and he goes, "I have this very rare voice recorder that's said to be able to pick up EVPs. It's an older model, but it's a Sony digital recorder."
Yeah.
Ooh, it's said to... Anything can pick up an EVP. That's the whole point of electronic voice phenomena.
Yeah.
And it was funny. Downstairs, he kept talking about, I have some new equipment, and we'll use it later. Well, use it now.
Right.
You're just standing there with your camera. Well, use your voice recorders. Bloody hell.
Yeah.
It just made me crazy, It's an older, it's a rare voice recorder. Because no other voice recorders work. We've never captured EVPs on newer model voice recorders. Oh, for frig's sakes, yes, we have. We capture them on everything that's electronic. We capture really great EVPs on those little USB recorders.
Yeah.
Because we would leave them around all over the place in places and go back and collect them later. Honestly. If you can capture them on something like that, that's not the greatest recorder, that's kind of a shitty recorder, you can capture them on anything. So yeah, I found that really, really, really frustrating. The one thing that he did do, which I thought was good, is when he was asking his questions, like trying to conduct a EVP session, which to me the whole thing was an EVP session because they were talking and asking questions the whole time. But anyway, he's holding his rare Sony digital recorder.
In the air.
And he was actually leaving lots of time between the questions for the entity to answer. And I thought that was good. You don't always see that because they edit it for time, and so you don't always see it. If they leave time between, which a lot of times they don't, they're just rambling on and on and on and on. Loving the sound of their own voice sometimes. Anyway. And so he's asking, doing the EVP thing, and we're still waiting for this terrifying paranormal activity that, hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
And eventually they go back downstairs. They decide they're going to go out to the car. They're just going to wait in the car for 15 minutes. I think they're taking a break, having a coffee break. Maybe,
having a snack.
Maybe, I was going to say maybe he's having a Snickers bar. Anyway, and they're just going to let the cameras roll and see what they get. Oh, and they left the extremely rare Sony digital recorder so they can catch some EVPs inside. Yeah. Yes. And they didn't catch a single EVP. Later on, they showed the cameras, and this is what happened. Little ping, ding, knock. This one knock, and then 2 minutes later, another knock, and then 4 minutes later, another knock. Ooh, that's terrifying.
That's terrifying.
I would have
ran out of that place.
Screaming, yeah. Truly, I was very, very disappointed. I thought
there was a chance.
They said up front that they didn't know if the place was haunted or not. Fair enough. What? But don't label it as terrifying paranormal activity just to get people to watch it.
Well,
I guess that's the only way to get people to watch their stuff is to lie.
Yeah.
So I can honestly say I'm probably not going to watch these people again.
No.
I was really disappointed in the video.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, the editing was good.
Yeah.
The camera work was fairly good. There wasn't a lot of, when the camera moves and it's all draggy and slow to catch up. So obviously they had good cameras. Camera angles were good. There was no real intro or extra other than the little thing that says, let us know in the comments below if you think this was paranormal. So we didn't know their names for a few minutes in when they actually said their names.
Yeah.
There's nothing. It went straight into this investigation. And again, okay, whatever. I like credits. You guys know that. But this was not professionally done. It's just a couple of guys out breaking into a closed business to try to get some ghosty stuff.
Yeah.
So that is my assessment. Not worth watching.
Yeah. If it's going to be terrifying, make it fucking terrifying.
Yeah.
Or don't say terrifying.
Just say, did we experience paranormal activity? Or
no.
Something like that. Something like that in the title. You could even just say, old abandoned 18th century pub.
Yeah.
We explored an old abandoned. You don't have to lie and say it was terrifying paranormal activity. The only thing terrifying was that you guys broke into some place you weren't supposed to be. That was terrifying. Yeah, and you could have been caught at any time.
Terrifying part is they lied.
Well, that's not terrifying. That's just bad. They lied. I mean, truly, they're very fortunate that somebody wasn't sleeping upstairs that could have come down and hurt them. But I guess we wouldn't have seen that because that would have happened when they were putting their cameras up.
Yeah.
They're fortunate. They're very fortunate that the neighbors probably could have seen flash, of lights throughout.
Yeah.
Luckily, they didn't get called. The police didn't get called. We wondered why they weren't leaving that pub area, and obviously now it's because there's no windows in that area.
Yeah.
So we figured that one out. But it took not impressed at all.
No.
That was Exploring the Entity. We will leave a link to this episode.
Yeah.
You can make up your own mind. You don't have to listen to us, but just remember, we do watch these things, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's it for today. Hope you have a great day, evening, or night, wherever you are in this great wide world.
Happy hunting.
Happy haunting. Bye now.